I'm going to show you how you can build a website funnel using Manus AI and then taking that website funnel that you've built, move it over to Go High Level and have it live there live. This is one of the most frequently asked questions that I get, and it is a little tricky, but if you can copy and paste and if you can tell Manus AI how you would like your website funnel to look and how you would like it to behave, this is the video for you. So hopefully this helps relieve a lot of the stress and frustration that comes along with building something amazing in AI and then not being able to hook it into a tool like Go High Level. So where we start is in Manus. Now I pre-built this use case because it takes Manus several minutes to do this, but I'll start from scratch on how I did this one in particular. So I just went to a new chat and I left Manus on the adaptive mode. And basically, what that does is it helps Manus toggle between chat and between AI agent mode to be more efficient with using credits. There is the full on agent mode that you can use. Again, that's using more credits, it's unnecessary. I do using the adaptive mode. Now, you'll also notice down here there are some options. I went ahead and I clicked web page because we are designing a website funnel to use in Go High Level. I just primed it with that tag, but I still kept it in this adaptive mode. And so the way I like to work with AI or any of these AI tools is I like to use either the voice input function or the talk to text, which is the dictation. So I just created a shortcut key on my keyboard. When I hit the world key on my Mac twice, it just opens up and I can talk on any website. The reason that I do that is because I can get more context out. If it were up to me to type everything that was in my head that I wanted to communicate with AI, I wouldn't get everything out. I would cut it short, and that would impact my results and the quality of the output. So, what we did here is I used the use case of creating a website for a real estate investor's buy box. Now, I had quite a long chat here. This did burn through some credits. So, I do want to be just completely transparent because I feel like a lot of videos are just like, yeah, quick, do this, and you're good. There is a little bit of back and forth, and it does take some tweaking, and that's where the frustration can come in. So you'll see here, this is where I spoke my prompt. This is where I said, I'm a real estate investor. I'd like to design a website funnel for bird dogs and wholesalers to submit deals to me based on my buy box criteria. And so it understood it. It went ahead and started going into agent mode and started doing research, looking at Go High Level to see what the code requirements are. Because part of my prompt was also that I need the code to be usable in Go High Level because not all code, especially the high design element code, isn't acceptable in Go High Level in a lot of cases. So it was researching that and it was designing a website structure. It was also looking for content that might resonate with my use case. So it was looking for a content strategy for me as well. So not only was it researching technical elements, it was also looking at, hey, what's the best content? And then I mentioned, oh, I have a Go High Level form that I would like to embed for the submit a deal button. So what I mean by this is in Go High Level, I have a form that I want bird dogs and wholesalers to use to submit their deal. And this is the most stable way, in my opinion, is to actually embed that Go High Level form into this website funnel because it's a more stable connection. It's an iframe from Go High Level directly. And I'll show you how I did all of that. So, of course, it said, absolutely, give me the code. And again, I didn't code any of this. A lot of this I am just copying, pasting. I'm going back and forth. Hey, let's design this together. So here's where I provided the code, and I'll show you where I got the code. So in Go High Level, you just make your way to the very first menu when you log in is on the side you have sites available. So go to sites, go to forms. I just went with the form that it automatically populated in the interest of time, and I can go ahead and customize this color and the button any way I want later to match my website design. And then I can ask Manus to give me this color number or a color number to use that matches my website so I don't even have to try to match it. But I just went with the form that it gave me. And the way that you get the code is you click on this integrate button at the top right hand corner next to save. And then Go High Level displays an embed or share form. So on the form, it automatically defaults to embed code. And then you just go down and you click copy. And that's it. It's copied. The code is copied. You didn't even have to look at it. until you pasted it here. So then it gets pasted in, perfect. I'll do my thing, Manus is saying. And so what it also does is it tests for website functionality and responsiveness. So as an agent, it's testing for functionality. And as it's doing all of these things, it's doing stuff on the side. So when this is in work mode, up here on the side, it'll display Manus's computer. And you can look at the code, or it'll start to show the design, or it'll show you the websites that it's going to pull all of this information from, which is pretty cool because you get to learn how things are structured and built just by watching what's going on. So it produces this code. Now, I wasn't really happy with it to begin with. It was just a little too basic, and I wanted to change some things. And one of the ways that you can change things is if it creates a website on the side here and you're seeing this visual, you can click edit and then you can click on any element in the actual website design, ask for a quick change, just type in what the change is, change the color, change the wording, change the position, anything that you'd like to change. Now, I did that a few times and it's just fine. When you do one request, it'll process one at a time. So that's what takes a little bit of time too, that you have to spend some time working with it and actually designing it. And it went through, it did all of the things. And so I copied and I pasted the code, and the code looked terrible because it only gave me the HTML code. And so what I did in this instance is I took a screenshot and then I put the screenshot in here. I can see the issue. The website's displaying in plain HTML. Sometimes when these agents are doing like 10 things for you at once, stuff comes back a little wonky, but you have to have just an eye for either design or for what you'd like your website to look like. And again, you don't have to be technical for that. You can look at the website and be like, that's not quite right. And all you basically do is just talk back and forth to Manus just like you'd be talking to a designer, just like you'd be talking to somebody that you're giving feedback that you want to make edits to your site. What's beautiful about this is you can do all of this in natural language. You can just talk, and then Manus is like, okay, cool, let me go do the thing. Now, you do have to come back sometimes and say, hey, you forgot this, put this back in. Again, that's just part of where AI is at today. But generally, this is saving a ton of time. So I'll save you of me going back and forth all of these times just because I was being picky. And then, so what I did is I now have this go high level ready HTML. So what I did was I took the code because it'll present the code to you. This is the code that you want to copy. So you copy all of this all the way down, copy all of this code. And then you take this copied code and you go back to go high level. And I'll show you how I did this. Again, it's in the sites menu and within sites. Now we're going to go to funnels. I create everything in a funnel. I don't even create websites. I create everything in a funnel. So this is my demo account. I already went through to make sure that this worked. And when I opened up a brand new blank funnel, I needed to add a step in order for this step to come up. So I just named it Buy Box Home, and then I went from there. You can click edit or create blank. Those are the two options that you get at that point. And so what I did here, and I'll show you how I got here, is I added elements. So whenever you start from a blank page, it'll be totally blank. This will be missing. And then you add elements. This automatically pops up. Now go high level funnels and websites are built into sections. And then within the section, there's a row in the section. And then within the row, there's elements. So it took me a little while to get that because I was like, I can figure this out. And I ended up figuring it out the hard way instead of watching a tutorial like I should have. But anyway, I figured it out and it is fairly simple and straightforward once you get the hang of it. But what I did here is I'm just going to leave this here because it works. But pretend this is blank, and all I did was I added a section, and I wanted it to be the full width. I wanted it to be the full width, and then when I added the column, I wanted the column to be the full width as well, and then when I added the element, which is the code, I just scrolled down. You have all these opportunities to do all of these different things custom, is I clicked on code, right? So I clicked on code, and when you click on code, you have this code editor. So you just open the code editor, it's blank, and you copy and paste your code. So I'm going to show you what this looks like with the code in it. So I open the code editor. Here's all of the code that Manus gave me. I literally just copied and pasted it. I didn't even look at it and I didn't have to edit anything. So then you just hit save. And then later on, you can get in and do all the other stuff in Go High Level, the SEO stuff, and hook it into whatever workflow automation that you'd like to. But then you look at the site, and then here it is. So here's the site that I built. I said that I wanted it to be clean, simple. I didn't want all these things. I went back and forth because I wanted a minimalist feel on purpose. But the big key part here that I want to call out is that this button works, meaning when I hit submit a deal, it goes to my Go High Level form that I've embedded here. Now, it still has that green because I didn't customize that green, but as soon as I change that and Go High Level, it will come through and it'll show whatever color. I'd probably pick like that. I'd probably pick like a darker reddish, not like a fire engine red, but like a muted red here. And I would put submit your deal. But you can further customize it that way. But you get an idea of how to actually get the code over. What you do is you work with it in Manus until you get it to a spot to where you're happy with it. What's nice about Manus is that you can see it working on the side and you can see what it looks like before you bring it over. So that is how to port over what you've created in Manus AI Agent over into Go High Level.